Hey there, YouTube. You got Brian with Renegade Trucking coming to you with day 11 at Suncoast Trucking Academy. And, as you can see, I'm getting my super trucker on here. You know, Rule number one, being a super trucker Billy Badass here, is you got to look the part, And actually, rule number one is you got to start talking about being a super trucker and coming up with the rules on how to be a super trucker before you even get your CDL, okay? Rule number two is looking the part, okay? Because how are you going to be a super trucker if you don't look like one? You know what I mean? So, anyways, yeah, no, I kind of like the way this looks. So, figured I'm going to start wearing it for my videos because I don't actually need it out on the range now because there's enough of, it's not like when we were originally doing our pre-trip inspection and we were just standing out there for a couple hours at a time. Now, when the other students are backing, there's places to stay in the shade and everything. So now I kind of don't really need it. And anyways, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, but we're here about day 11 at Suncoast Trucking Academy, and today was kind of a wild day. Started off, we started off with our pre-trip inspection, went through that, and I ended up with doing the in-cab portion. And when I wrapped that part up, the instructor had he went and moved the truck, and then he had all of us, we were all in the cab, and he had me start backing the truck, and I kept backing, and then he started giving me instructions, and before you know it, boom, I'm alley docked. And so then after that, he had us all get out, showed us a couple things that are going on, and then we started doing the alley docking, and did that up until lunchtime. Now there is, first let me talk about that. I did that initial back, and then he had me, then he had another student go do it, then another one, then it was my turn again. And so I pull out, and he walks me through all of it and everything. And, that time he was giving me all of the reference points and everything like that. So I go through, I back that in, and then other students start going through, and then I go through, do it again, and this time he puts me out on my own, and needs some work on the alley dock, but he said just wave me over when you get stuck, and eventually I was stuck enough that whatever I was trying just wasn't working, and I wasn't understanding the arc properly, so I had him come over, and he kind of explained it in a different way, and then I started to understand more what I needed to be watching and how I needed to be getting it in there. So then I got, a few more attempts, and I was able to then start putting it in with, multiple pull-up attempts and everything, but I was able to start guiding it in on my own and everything. And so didn't get too much practice on that, but did get some, and so that was going cool. On another note, one of the other students did, there was some issues with how they were learning from the instructor, and anyways, long story short, the school worked with them to get to another, to go work with another instructor, and I think that it was cool that the school worked with them. I saw it from both points of view, from the instructor doing his job, and then also the student having some frustration and walking off. At the same time, they are paying quite a bit of money, to be there, and I understand them wanting to make sure that they're learning in, a way that's working for them. And I thought that was really cool that the school recognized that and got them into a position where they're going to be able to work that out. So we're down another student in our class, and also someone was out sick again today, the person that left on Friday. So so went to lunch, came back, we went out to the cow pasture, and so it was just me and another student yet again. And that student got well over an hour to practice on their shifting. And by this time, there's actually a new set of students out on the range now in their first week on the range. And actually, one of the new students came over, and he was like, "Hey, do you do YouTube videos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I've been watching them. They found them really helpful, and really helped me, to decide to go ahead and pull the trigger and come to Suncoast Trucking Academy." So I thought that was like really cool to actually get the in-person feedback on that. And he's asking me a couple questions and everything. And so anyways, I was kind of jealous. I saw his class. I think there's only 2 of them in their class, and I saw they were already offset backing today. They were out on the cow pasture when we were out there, and they were turning their laps while we had our one student still over a week in on the range, and we're still trying to shift. So but then here you have this other class. It's their first day out there, and when we finally get back to the range, to the practice range, they're already doing offset backing. So pretty wild just to see all the differences out there and everything. But yeah, like I said, it's really not holding me back. They moved us on to alley docking today, regardless, and I got well over 90 minutes of driving around Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, and back through Punta Gorda again in traffic areas. So I didn't do any like highway driving other than 41. I drove 41 all the way up through to the end of almost to the end of Port Charlotte, and so it was tons of trying to stick with the flow of traffic, as well as I got red lights popping up, I got cars cutting in front of me, so it was a ton of great practice. It was definitely, I don't want to say it was easier than Friday was, but I felt more comfortable just because I knew a little bit more what I was going to be exposed to and what to look for and how to kind of manage traffic. I do have some areas, to work on, specifically, surprisingly, one of the areas that I seem to keep messing up is making wide left turns, which should be the easiest thing to do. I am cutting them too short. I'm just not paying attention. So now that I'm aware that I'm doing it, that's going to be a big focus, and I'll fix that. But I'm touching the dotted white lines as you're curving around with my tandem tires, so that's not good because that means that I'm encroaching on the other lane. And what else? Just still the shifting occasionally. Today was just I stopped. I'm not missing anymore. Everything's good there, but what it seems to be is just my timing is just off, and so it's not, I'm not missing, but I'm having hard shifts occasionally. Specifically today, it was going 5th into 6th, and then downshifting into 6th, and there was one time where I was downshifting into 5th, and that one I had a lot going on, and I just completely missed. I didn't. I got in 5th, but I was holding, for some reason I was holding the clutch, and I was like single clutching, so I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Well, I just wasn't thinking, and like I said, I'm still working on achieving that unconscious competence. Right now I'm consciously competent, where when I'm specifically thinking about it, I can nail it, no problem. But if I have a lot of other stuff going on, sometimes I get the stuff knocked out, and sometimes I don't. So again, just with experience, that'll happen. or I'll be able to get there. And yeah, so the alley docking, I don't think will be a big deal. I'm going to start getting that. And then I haven't done offset since Friday. That was the only day that I did that, so I'm sure I'll start doing that again, and I think that'll be fine. And while I was out driving, I did get to, well, first of all, I got to back in between other trucks. There was a lot of space, so it wasn't like super tight or anything, but I got to back in between some other trucks at Waffle House when we took a break. And then I drove after that, and I went and I did the stop-start procedure. And that was the first time I was exposed to that. And so the instructor, walked me through it. It's a very simple procedure. And but I almost really screwed up there by when I was in neutral. I forgot to drop the low range selector switch, and the instructor kept calling out as I was getting ready to go into what I thought was fourth gear, would have actually been ninth gear. He kept saying that's a very common mistake, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. And he just kept saying it, and I just asked him. I said, if I'm doing something incorrect, I'm unaware of it. And he's like, check. He's like, what gear do you think you're trying to go into? And then I realized I never put the range selector switch down into low when I came to a stop. So I just need to make that a habit. Anytime I stop, boom, got to double check that range selector switch that it's going to low. So yeah, it's just, I'm asked him for feedback afterwards, said, it's a little too early for feedback. Everything I'm doing is great. And, I'm ahead of the curve, so to speak, he said. But yeah, so, more exposure to it. I was doing way better with road signs, all that kind of stuff today, and looking for traffic and everything. So, I wouldn't say that any of this stuff is easy. Nothing that we're learning here is easy. But it is simple. All that you have to do is listen to what your instructor's telling you, and don't do anything extra. Don't add anything to it. Just do what they're telling you to do. Do it exactly how they're telling you to do it, when they're telling you to do it. And put the effort in. And that's literally it. You got to put the effort in to know your pre-trip. You got to put the effort in to start making those changes that they're telling you, to do something different. Like this person is still, we're over a week, still can't shift. And I am blown away by the patience of these instructors, that they can repeat an instruction thousands of times with the student. They confirm the student understands, so tell them in different words, whatever they have to get that point across. And they'll do it sometimes, but they just don't listen. Don't do it every time. That's all that you have to do, is listen to what they're instructing you to do, how they're coaching you to fix your issue, and that's it. Like I said, it's not easy. It's simple. Okay. And, but yeah, so that's, day 4, or day 4, that was, day 11, and, that's a wrap. And, tomorrow, I have another update. We'll see what we're doing there. Hopefully it's more, alley docking and, offset backing practice. And, I'm going to assume I'm going to get some more, road time, but I'm really looking forward to more backing practice, because I certainly am going to need some of that. So I got less than 2 weeks left, and actually tomorrow I think is 2 weeks until my test date. Yeah, because my test date, I confirmed my test date is December 28th. I'm not worried about it, but like I said, I definitely want to get the practice in beforehand, and I think everything's going to go fine. So thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe if you find it useful. And I have a bunch of other videos coming out this week about comparing different companies I'm talking to in the recruiting process, as well as I'm going to do my reveal on which company I'm deciding to start my career with. So again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Super Trucker Billy Badass here, out for the count.